Welcome to GreenBiz Studio. I'm John Davies, Senior Vice President at GreenBiz, and I'm excited to be speaking with Nicholas Miller, CEO of ESGai. Welcome, Nicholas.
Hi, John. Nice to meet you.
So, Nicholas, for those who don't know, tell me a little bit about ESGai.
Well, we think we're a pretty interesting company. Our company is sort of a blend of academia and business. We're partnered with Refinitiv, which is owned by the London Stock Exchange Group for ESG data. And we've developed a very interesting platform that is designed specifically to help C-suite executives and boards of directors better understand their ESG score.
So how are you helping companies understand that ESG score?
Well, first of all, we break the ESG score down into the individual metrics. So we actually show exactly how the ESG score is calculated, identify all of the individual metrics. In Refinitiv's case, depending on the industry, it's, in the order of 250 individual metrics that go to make up the E, S, and G scores and then the overall ESG score. So we first of all identify all of the metrics. We can then show, for example, the top 10 weakest metrics, the top 10 strongest metrics. And then we have a modeling feature that enables users to actually go in, make changes to the metrics on a prospective basis, perhaps updating them or projecting a future change in a metric, and instantly see exactly how that change in the data, in the underlying data for the metric, changes the metric and then rolls up and changes the ESG score. So people can literally sit with our platform, see immediately where the problem areas are, go in, make either live changes, real changes, or projected changes, and immediately see how those changes impact the overall ESG score.
So this sounds a lot like financial modeling that companies do. So how are you sort of talking to your customers about the best way to use this tool?
And you make a very good point. That's exactly the case. One of the issues with ESG scoring, of course, is that it's typically based on old data. In many cases, the data is as much as 18 months out of date. So it's, that makes it very hard for asset managers to sort of review. They're looking at it's very much a rear view mirror sort of proposition. So with our platform, companies can actually literally bring their scores up to date, so they can take the original ESG score that Refinitiv calculated for them, go in, update the data with the latest data. Perhaps they've made changes to their board composition. Perhaps they've been able to reduce their carbon dioxide emissions, whatever it might be. They can go in and make those changes and immediately see how those changes change the metric and see how those change metrics roll up into a new ESG score. So that really, in our view, brings ESG scoring sort of on a par with financial data reporting, where typically you get an audit once a year, as we all know, and then self-report on a quarterly basis. So with our platform, companies can start to do that. And even beyond that, if they want to, they can predict future quarters, because a lot of the things to do with ESG take a lot of time to roll out. Reductions in carbon dioxide don't happen overnight, and so on. So, but companies, if they've spent a lot of money on reducing their carbon dioxide footprint, they know when that's going to kick in. So they can now start to provide guidance and sort of say to analysts and potential investors, look, that was our score when we were audited. This is what we estimate it is today, but here's what we think it's going to be at the end of Q2 and Q3 and so on, based on various initiatives that we currently have underway.
It's very exciting, Nicholas. So I've been talking with Nicholas Miller, CEO of ESGai. Thanks, Nicholas.
Thanks, John. Great to be with you.